Now, as we look at the current issues around the country, it's a dawn of a new administration in Nigeria, and the days ahead are pregnant with prospects and challenges. After President Bola Tinubu said subsidy on petrol is gone during his inaugural speech on Monday, many filling stations across the country shut down operations, resulting in long queues. Fuel stations in Lagos, Abuja, Warri, and other major cities also hiked the prices of petrol, taking motorists and other Nigerians by surprise. Let me start with you, BKO. Why are we like this? It's a common rhetoric you would say in a situation like this. But would you say that perhaps the timing of that message from the president resulted in this panicked reaction?
What could have been the best time, or when could have been the best time for him to say it? You are coming into office, you make policy statements, policy decisions. This is what we'll do. This, everybody, the whole world is listening. The world wants to do business with Nigeria, but with a Nigeria that works. Otherwise, they will stay away. Foreign direct investment has gone down tremendously. And it's part of why our economy is gasping.
Capital flight is...
You know, so he has to say certain things that will show clearly that, look, it's going to be different to what you've seen in the past. Look at what he said about excessive taxation. You're coming out of the port, a long list of
Taxes.
I don't know. How can businesses thrive in such a situation? Because it eats deep into people's margins. And businesses cannot blossom in such a situation. He's saying, okay, we cannot, this interest rate, we have to reduce interest rates. You take a loan to buy a house. You pay interest in excess of 20%. It's killing. It's killing. When are you going to finish paying the whole money? So, and businesses rely on credit. Whether you are talking about oil and gas or the banks are there to provide credit for people. If the banks can't give credit to people, they will die. That is where they make their money. They are not making their money from the charges on your deposits. You understand? This is street common sense. This is commonsensical. Now, a man has said, see, subsidy is gone. That was what he said. He didn't say, I will remove subsidy. Because the decision to remove subsidy was not his. That decision was taken a long time ago. Even with the coming of the PIA, subsidy is stipulated in the act that subsidy will go. Now, the Warri administration decided that, okay, subsidy will go, and they set a time for it. In the 2023 budget, no money was appropriated for subsidy. Ashwaju has not said anything out of the ordinary. He was just saying the truth.
Okay, BKO,
it's just that people are selfish. This thing has happened. The next day, you are shorting those who had a full stock. Or PMS.
Decided to shut it
they
down.
decided to shut their filling station, pretending that they don't have product. We need to teach people a lesson. Go to those filling stations. People who are refusing to sell, shut their stations, revoke their CFO. You will see that they will behave themselves. Why do we always do this?
All right, BKO will come back to this conversation. We need to go on a break now. We'll take this message and be back. The program is still Journalist Hangout.
In today's world, our lifestyle, both at work and at play, depends on connectivity. Our connectivity depends on the devices that make it possible, and these devices depend on electric power. When power fails, our life shrinks, our work drops, and our joy dips. JRB Solar Energy Systems are here to ensure that we enjoy uninterruptible power, uninterruptible joy. Whether you're running a business, an institution, or just a home you return daily to rest, JRB has got you covered. No project is too big for our super digital inverters, long-lasting batteries, and efficient solar panels. Go, dream on, change your world. JRB Solar Inverters, batteries, solar panels, solar streetlights, and more. Telephone 0906 752 1111. Email sales@jrbsolar.com. With JRB, the sun's gonna shine on everything you do.
All right, welcome back. It's still Journalist Hangout on TVC News. And of course, we're looking at the implication of the inaugural message of the president. Subsidy is gone. And of course, we're looking at the long queues that have developed in filling stations across major cities in the country. GKB, BKO has, to some extent, dealt with some of the issues. Subsidy was a decision made long before now. Yeah. The president only reiterated the message not to increase the hardship on Nigeria in any way, but to prepare us and, of course, get its economic policy across to everyone. So who do we blame for the queues? Who do we blame for the shortage of fuel across the cities now?
You have to blame the marketers, because the law that they are aware of is clearly that subsidy will be removed at the end of June. That means whatever they are getting now, whatever they will get tomorrow, will still be under that regime until the 30th of June. So I don't understand the basis of shutting your petrol station when you are part and parcel of the decision that was made that subsidy must go at the end of June. The president's statement cannot be the one that will trigger this. Because I don't know about other areas. In my area at Abuja, they're already shutting down stations a day before the inauguration.
Yes.
We had even seen long queues emerge since last week.
So I do know that some of them have been either preparing for this or do whatever they think they want to do. And just using the president's quote is an excuse to do whatever they think they want to do. So it's not the fault of anybody but those who are in the business of doing this. But I will lay the blame squarely, if nothing is done by tomorrow, at the feet of the regulatory authorities. But this is not time to dilly-dally. This is not time for press statements. This is the time for action. We must make examples of some very big players who have done this. Forget the small stuff. Go after the big players that shut down their stations. The one that you can really hurt, where it hurts them.
Which major market?
Yeah, move against them. Don't close one. Once you have up to 3, 4, 5 of their stations that are shut down the entire company. And we know that the company does not exist for the next 6 months. Then we can now face others.
If the companies are shut down, are we?
No, it will not get to that.
They will regain their senses.
No, because
what they are doing, there is no word for this. The NNPC GMD was saying that, look, we have enough stock to last 30 days. So if they have enough stock to last 30 days, why have some people chosen to refuse to sell petrol to us? Filling stations that didn't have patrons, that were literally begging people to come and buy petrol. Suddenly, all of them were shut. We can't continue.
All right, BKO, before we wrap up today, let's look at how Nigerians should handle this. Because sometimes the citizenry, the lack of knowledge may also sway the intention of the government to ensure that this works for us all. What's your message to Nigerians, both in the petroleum sector or Nigerians on the streets who need this petrol to survive?
Yes, the reason, all the other petroleum products have had the subsidy removed from them, But what PMS is the one that we use the most. Many Nigerians don't care about diesel, don't care about kerosene. But petrol is what we use the most. And this is why these marketers, depot owners,
They use it.
that is why they are cheating us. They always want to make money from this, because they know that petrol is something that everyone uses.
It's the lifeblood of our economy.
If that suit you are wearing is a petroleum product. Petroleum product. So we can't allow people to be doing things the way they've always done it. Put people in the slammer when they are involved in economic sabotage, because this is how I can describe this. You have supply for 30 days. Petrol scarcity doesn't just happen suddenly. Filling stations don't just suddenly run out of stock. No, there will be some. We will have seen the signs. But if everyone just woke up suddenly and start shutting their... I mean, it is wrong, because you want to make extra money just in case that decision is taken. What the man simply said was, look, they didn't appropriate money for subsidy in the 2023 budget. And it is true. It is true. You know, they extended the validity of the 2022 budget. They extended the validity. That's why we are still using...
We're still running it now.
So people must understand. Now our people are being made to suffer. People are trekking long distances to get to work and all that.
Paying
because of
Shylock
business people, fat cats in the oil sector. It can't continue like this. We can't have so much oil as a country and be suffering.
Well, there you have pictures of what the picture looks across many cities in Nigeria, long queues, and of course we hope that this would, get to be addressed. But GKB, on a final note, concerning this subsidy or no subsidy removal, Nigerians are still looking up to the president to swing it to action. But do you think perhaps in the short term there will be a way to handle this better?
30 days, still, the law is still there. People keep forgetting this. The 2022 budget still applies till end of June. So we are still within the grace period of that period. Nothing has changed.
So we shouldn't be going through this?
No, we should not.
Oh, there is money provided for subsidy already.
Already, for the month of June. That's 29 days or thereabouts. Okay, 30 days.
That's like 31 days,
yeah.
rather.
So it's like somebody whose school fees was paid for, and the hostel was ready, now going about to beg for school fees. They just wait a month, you will go to school.
Okay, we as Nigerians continue to deal with the issue, we hope that the federal government would also step in and ensure that the crisis does not degenerate even further. Well, that's it on Journalist Hangout.